Hello and welcome. If you share your life with a senior dog, you already know that this chapter is just different. It's a special time full of deep love and care. Today, we're going to talk all about how you can support your best friend's mobility and really turn any of that worry you might be feeling into confident, loving action.
Oh, it really is, isn't it? It's tough. That slow change from the puppy who could leap over anything to a friend who's a little more thoughtful in their movements. It's a quiet shift, and it absolutely pulls at your heartstrings.
For so many of us, it all starts with one tiny moment. A little pause before they jump up on the couch, something they used to do without a second thought. And it's right there, in that split second, that you start to wonder, is everything okay? What's changing? And yeah, that first feeling can definitely be worry. But I want to reframe this for you because this journey is also absolutely filled with hope. So let's dive into the practical things you can do because there is so much we can do to help them live their happiest, most comfortable life. Here's the most important thing to hear today. You can make a huge difference. These changes in mobility are a pretty normal part of aging, but they don't have to mean their quality of life goes down. With the right support and the right knowledge, you can really boost their daily comfort and joy. And you are not alone in this.
So, to really help them, we first have to become detectives, right? It all starts with learning how to spot those really quiet signals that our dogs are sending us every single day. Dogs are absolute masters at hiding their pain. It's an old survival instinct that's baked right into them. That's why we can't just wait for them to cry out or yelp. We have to look closer for the much more subtle clues in how they act and how they move. Think about what's different from their normal routine. Are they suddenly not interested in their favorite squeaky toy? Are they a little grumpy when you go to pet them in a certain spot? These are big messages. And that excessive licking? That's often their way of trying to soothe the joint that's aching. And then there are the physical signs you can actually see. Maybe it's that stiffness right after a nap that looks a lot like our own morning stiffness. Or maybe you've noticed a change in how they run, that bunny hop where they move both back legs together. Even just hearing the sound of their nails scuffing the floor can be a sign they're not lifting their feet like they used to.
Okay, so spotting the signs is step one. Step two is figuring out why it's happening. And this is where your most important partner comes into the picture. I cannot say this enough. Please, please do not try to diagnose this yourself. Your vet is your number one ally. So many conditions look alike, and only a professional can really pinpoint the cause. Getting that proper diagnosis is the foundation for everything that comes next. It's what lets you build a safe and truly effective plan. So, what's the most common culprit? By far, it's osteoarthritis, or OA. The easiest way to think about it is just wear and tear. Over the years, the protective cushion, the cartilage, in their joints gets thinner, and that leads to stiffness, pain, and, you guessed it, trouble moving around. And get this number is just staggering. Up to 80% of dogs over the age of 8 are dealing with some form of arthritis. This isn't some rare disease. It's an incredibly common part of a long, well-loved life. It really means for most of us with senior dogs, it's not a question of if we'll face this, but when. Other big ones are genetic conditions like hip and elbow dysplasia. Basically, the ball and socket of the joint just don't fit together perfectly. This creates a little bit of instability and friction with every step, which, over time, almost always leads to painful arthritis. And then you have something called IVDD, which affects the spine. Those little cushioning discs between the vertebrae can bulge out and press on the spinal cord. This can cause anything from some mild back pain to really serious nerve damage. You see this one a lot in breeds with long backs, like Dachshunds. Okay, now that we have a handle on the what and the why, let's get to the fun part, the how. How can we help? We're going to build your senior dog support toolkit right now, filled with practical things you can do at home. These 4 things might seem small, but they are game changers. Seriously. Slippery hardwood or tile floors can be terrifying for an unsteady dog, so just adding some rugs can give them their confidence back. An orthopedic bed isn't just a fancy pillow, it's an essential tool for cushioning sore joints. Ramps are amazing for getting into the car, and raised bowls make mealtime so much more comfortable.
Now, if those home changes aren't quite enough, mobility aids can literally be life-changing. Slings are fantastic for just giving a little extra boost of support. For more significant weakness in the back legs, a wheelchair can give them their independence and their world back. And while braces can be great for one specific weak joint, they must be used with your vet's guidance to make sure they're helping, not hurting.
But, supporting our seniors isn't just about ramps and beds. It's about the whole dog. We have to nurture their minds and their spirits, too. This is such a critical mindset shift. Our first instinct when they're sore is to say, okay, just rest, don't move. But actually, a total lack of movement can make that stiffness and muscle loss even worse. The real key is finding the right kind of gentle movement. And there are some fantastic options here. Short, leisurely, sniffy walks on the grass are way better than a long march on hard pavement. Swimming is the absolute gold standard. It builds muscle with zero impact on their joints. And even just doing some gentle stretches at home, moving their legs through the range of motion, can be a beautiful bonding moment for you both. Just remember to always check with your vet first. And let's not forget their amazing brains. It's so important to remember that when a dog's physical world gets a little smaller, their mental world needs to get bigger. A bored dog can become a sad dog fast. Things like snuffle mats, puzzle toys, or even a ride in a wagon just to smell new smells, these are all wonderful ways to keep their mind sharp and happy. And finally, let's talk about you, the person at the other end of the leash. This journey is a huge act of love, and it's important to think about how we can cherish this special chapter together. And that really says it all, doesn't it? You are their comfort, their advocate, their safe space. This isn't about focusing on what they can't do anymore. It's about celebrating everything you still share. Your incredible bond doesn't get weaker just because their legs do.
So, I'll leave you with that question. How will you celebrate your companion today? Maybe it's a super gentle walk, a favorite treat in a puzzle toy, or just some quiet cuddle time on their new comfy bed. Every single small act of love makes their worlds, and yours, so much brighter. Thank you so much for joining me.